when my wife invited me to her office party. I had no clue I was walking straight into a setup, to be laughed at by everyone she worked with. I never thought the woman I'd stood by and loved for 8 years, the woman I'd given my all to, would make me the punchline of a joke. But that night changed everything. It started months before the event. Claire had just landed a promotion, senior marketing manager at a major company. From that point on, everything about her began to shift. She started dressing sharper, staying out later, and constantly talking about her colleagues like they were her new family. I didn't see it as a problem at first. I was proud of her success. I ran a small auto repair shop, working long, greasy hours. I wasn't one of those polished corporate types she spent her days with, but I'd always believed love wasn't about appearances. It was about loyalty. One evening, she mentioned her company's annual gala. "You should come this year," she said, scrolling through her phone. "Everyone's bringing their partners. It'll be fun." "Sure, sounds good," I replied with a smile. She barely looked up. "Just wear something nice, okay? Maybe not one of your work shirts." It was a small remark, but it stuck. When the night finally came, I did everything I could to look respectable. I even rented a suit. As I walked into the hotel ballroom, Claire was already there, laughing with a group of her co-workers. When her eyes met mine, her smile faltered for a split second. She walked over, gave me a quick, awkward kiss, and said, "Oh, you made it," like she hadn't really expected I would. Her co-workers turned to look at me. Men in tailored suits, women dressed to perfection. One tall man, standing a little too close to her, smirked. "So this is the famous husband we've heard so much about." Claire gave a small laugh. "Yes, this is Mark. He's the mechanic." The way she said it, slowly, almost like it was something embarrassing, cut deep. They laughed politely, pretending it was harmless, but I could feel the sting behind it. I forced a smile and tried to go along with the mood. But throughout the night, she kept making little comments that chipped away at me. "Oh, Mark wouldn't get that. He's more of a hands-on guy. He's not really used to these fancy dinners." Each remark was like another tiny blade, and though I stayed quiet, acting unbothered, inside I was breaking. Then came the moment that changed everything. During the toast, her boss raised his glass to celebrate the team's achievements. Claire stepped forward to give a short speech. I felt proud watching her at first, until she said, "I'd like to thank my husband for coming tonight. He might not know what ROI or a marketing funnel means, but he sure knows how to fix a car engine." The room exploded with laughter. She stood there smiling, like she'd just delivered the joke of the night. I sat frozen, every laugh echoing like a hammer against my chest. When her speech ended, I got up quietly and walked out. But I didn't go home defeated. I went home determined. From that night on, I promised myself no one would ever make me feel small again. I threw myself into my work, stopped seeking her approval, and focused entirely on building my business. I studied, expanded my shop, and hired more staff. Within 6 months, I landed a partnership with a local car manufacturer. My little garage grew into a certified service center for hybrid vehicles. Meanwhile, Claire's life began to crumble. Her arrogance caught up with her. Rumors spread about her and her boss, the same man who mocked me that night. Soon, an internal investigation got him transferred, and her reputation was left in ruins. One evening, she came home to find me reviewing business proposals. She looked tired, drained, nothing like the confident woman I once knew. "Mark," she said softly, tears filling her eyes, "I messed up." I looked up calmly. "Yeah, you did. I didn't realize what I had. I was stupid. I let people make me think you weren't enough." I shook my head. "No, Claire, you didn't let them make you feel that way. You chose to." She broke down, begging for forgiveness, pleading for another chance. But something inside me had changed. I'd spent too long trying to prove my worth to someone who never saw it. "I forgive you," I said quietly. "But I can't be with someone who only values me when the laughter stops." A week later, she moved out, and when she left, I didn't feel anger. I didn't feel sadness. I felt peace. A year later, my business had grown beyond anything I dreamed of. I was invited to speak at a local business award ceremony. Standing on that stage, the same kind of stage where I'd once been humiliated, I shared my story, not to boast, but to inspire. I ended with these words: never let anyone make you feel small for being who you are, because one day, the same people who laughed at you will wish they had your strength. As the applause filled the hall, I saw her, Claire, standing in the back, tears streaming down her face as she clapped. For the first time, she wasn't laughing at me. She was realizing what she had lost. That night, I walked out with my head held high, not as the man who'd once been humiliated, but as someone who rebuilt himself from the wreckage. Because real revenge isn't destroying them. It's becoming so strong, so complete, that they end up destroying themselves.